Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello. Wonderful. Camera's on, guys.
It will be in a minute.
Wonderful. How's your Good to see you.
How are you doing?
Bloody lazy fuck. Wonderful. So today we're going to be going over some more theory. I'm just connecting my camera. Is there any preference to the theory? Not that I will probably listen, but any preference? Salim, Abdullah, camera.
Yeah, I'm connecting.
Wonderful. So, Joel, you're familiar with the laws, right?
And not a lot. Maybe you can repeat the course.
Okay, that's fine. And Andrej.
Hi,
Hi. Are you familiar with the laws?
with the laws.
Yeah. Yes.
Not quite
No.
sure what you mean.
I'll take it as no. It's Celine. Okay, all right. Celine, are you able to turn on your camera? Wonderful. Thank you. So, over here, for those of you that don't know, we're very professional. So, these are the laws. Dun, dun, dun. Over here. Let's go, since we're all gentlemen here. Celine, you can tell me press, and then I'll press it at the time you say press. And then that will be the theory that we'll be going over today. Just say press.
Press.
Dun. So, we'll spin the magic wheel. And today we are going over. Oh, very good. Solution selling. Who is familiar here with what solution selling is? Oh, Dio. Coming to lie to us again. Dio, please lie to us and tell us what is solution selling?
Solution selling, most people say that they offer some kind of advertising, like Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising. In reality, they offer the outcome of that advertising. So you're offering deals, you're offering, booked appointments into prospects' calendars, and that's essentially what your offer.
Honestly, very good answer. Doesn't fully cover all of it, but we're going to go over that now. And let me just open up my Miro. And we can begin. Wonderful. So over here. So just in premise, just so you guys get this. So in regards to, you guys can see my spinning wheel, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
A long time ago, I came to the realization that I am very good at sales, and I knew a few other people who had a close rate very similar to me. None of us learned from each other or from any programs necessarily. Maybe one or two of the guys did. And I'd seen, you know what? All of us are really good at sales. We'll all say the exact same things, but we'll say them completely different. So, what is it that makes us very good at sales? I reverse engineered it, giving 25 principles that all of us follow or lean on. You need 3 of these principles to be very good at, and then you will be good at sales. You do not need all of the principles. I also don't expect you guys to ever learn all of the principles. You don't need to. As an example, I use 8 of these principles. Like, and depending on which principle depends on the strength of how often I use it. But you don't need all of them. But you need literally 3, except for one of them, which is its own one, which is intellectual bias. You just need 3. Okay, very good at 3, you will win. So we're kicking off with over here. Let's go. You guys can see my marrow, correct?
Yes.
So, boom, boom, boom. Solution setting. Now, our good friend Dion was close. It's fundamentally everybody fucks up because they don't speak about functionality and we do this and we do that, but no one really cares, right? So on a presentation, people say a bunch of stuff of what they do, but no one gives a shit about what you do. They just care about the result. They don't care how you do it. If your method to get them clients is to go to the Republic of Congo, speak to the Congolese people, who then speak to the Americans, who then bring clients, even though it's long. Like if it gets results, it gets results. People don't give a shit, right? But now, when it comes to solution setting, it's understanding. So as you guys know, there are 4 parts to the sales call. You've got the discovery, you've got the negative rapport, you've got the presentation, and then you have objection handling. We are only talking about the presentation here. Now, on the presentation, so presentation, that's where this law applies the most, right? You will have 5 slides, 3, 4, 5 slides. Now, obviously, you can have more, you can have a little bit less. The first premise is you need to study each slide and you need to think, does it talk or does it get me closer to the deal being closed? Now, what does it mean when I say the deal being closed? Does it make me seem more competent? And when I say competent, it's not go high level features. That doesn't make you seem competent. Does the process, part of the process, result in a closed deal for the client? Right? If it does not talk about how you get them one step closer to a closed deal, not a cool feature, but if you cannot directly link it to them making money, remove it. If it is 2 steps away from them making money, remove it. It's not needed on the presentation. Again, if your presentation has anything to do with not making money, right? If you've got a nice useless team section, right? Or the other 1,000 things people put in a presentation, then useless. But now let's assume that by happen chance, right? You've got your 5 slides, 3, 4, 5. This end slide needs to be the closest. No, sorry, that's wrong. This end slide here is the benefit. So this is typically the added benefit, which will get you more closed deals. But now this point here is typically the weakest. It's an overview. Overview. But in this overview, all I'm discussing is an overview on how we get closed deals. Then this slide over here is how we get you one step closer to closed deals. This next slide over here is how our next part of the process gets you one step closer to closed deals. And then over here, this is typically the added benefits to closed deals. As an example, referral business, repeat business, and that benefits because when I bring you one person, I'm bringing you not one person, but the additional that come from that one person. Now, obviously, that's niche dependent, and some niches that doesn't apply. But then it's all about, at any point, if you're opening your mouth and you're not discussing getting them closed deals or providing them the solution, don't open your mouth. Shut the fuck up. All right. And then it's a mix of both of these. It's making sure that the whole presentation is only to do with getting them closed deals. And then over here, it's making sure that one step closer, one step closer, one step closer, one step closer. And if one of them is a deviation from the main process, that deviation allows for more closed deals. The added benefits allow for more closed deals because that's all they give a fuck about. They've joined for one simple process, closed deals, right? Now, granted, I'm a lot more logical than the average person, but I literally stop people in their like when they're doing presentations, I'll always stop them because I know they're about to waste my time talking a bunch of shit I don't care about. Yes, directly correlated logically to getting me close deals. When your language needs to be, I will get you closer to money. I will get you closer to money. But then it's this one. The third one needs to feed on the second one. The fourth one needs to feed on the third one. And you need to make sure you're not just saying the same shit. You're covering different points, different angles, understanding their business and how their business functions in order to get them more close deals. Does this all make sense? Okay. This here is a nice simple factor, which is solution selling. Now, does anyone here have a presentation? Let's rip it apart. Who here has a presentation that they've made that we haven't looked at? Oh, Marcus, please. I expect your presentation to look very pretty, color coordinated, all aligned. So please put it in the chat. Celine, do you have a presentation that you made before?
Oh, no, yet. Not yet.
Okay, we'll make you a presentation. Andrej,
I have no idea what presentation you mean.
do you have a presentation to show to prospects when selling to them?
No.
We'll make you one. Dio, you have one, yes?
Yeah, I got one.
Abdullah, Mansour, Joel. Joel, do you have one?
Yeah, I have one. It's in Spanish, but yeah, I have one.
Oh, wonderful. Put yours in the chat as
Okay.
well.
Sorry, what?
Put your Spanish thing in the chat, your presentation.
Oh, okay. Okay. Give me a second.
Wonderful. So we're just going to review both of these and we're going to say what's good, what's bad, just so you guys can get a better idea. As we patiently wait for our super fast people to give the presentation. Any questions? Ah, wonderful. So we got one. Thank you for giving it in fucking PDF format rather than a link. Wonderful. Boom. Okay, I got the first one. Oh, fuck me. Do you know why I said fuck me? Because you've got an unnecessary amount of fucking pages. Let's see this. So, wonderful. You guys can see Creative Fuse, branded ROI. You guys see this? So, nice. So, okay, good. So all of this is good. I know this because we made this. But this is a very good adaptation of what we've done. You did this yourself, Marcus?
Yes.
Okay. So Marcus has used one of our, we'll call it templates, to make his own. Now, over here, I'll do a breakdown of why this is good and if there's any mistakes in it, because we can also make mistakes. So the first part is the pillars, explaining what your focus is on and like how your pillars align with the client's goals. The first one is ROI. We put a focus on making sure that our clients are making money. Anything that we do is focused on them getting more clients and making more money, ensuring a 3 times yield, right, of what is produced. Then full brand identity. Fundamentally, what we're saying is everyone in your location, in your vicinity will recognize you. They will know who you are. They will have an understanding, so on and so forth. And in turn, the more people that know you, the more money is made, because the more people know that your service exists, the more people come to your service when they need it. And then database, we will be focusing on building up a database. The bigger your database, the more offers that you can do, the more people you have, and the more people you can remind that you exist. So at the time of a hurricane, if you are a roofer, everyone knows that you exist. At the time of Christmas or Valentine's Day and you're a dentist, more people will come to whiten the teeth, so on and so forth, right? So all points there, we are discussing on how it's beneficial to the client. Next thing is geo-targeted ads. Over here, we're discussing, depending on the region or location, not so much location, let's say in one city. In a city, you'll have different hotspots where you'll have bougie people, poor people, elderly people, so on and so forth, right? With geo-targeting, we're able to put a focus on each type of individual and make sure that the marketing applies to them. Let's say, as an example, in real estate, we're in the locations that are more high-end, obviously we're going to be promoting high-end buying, high-end selling. In the areas where people are a little bit more poorer, we'll make things more affordable to them and more relatable to them. Depending on where we're targeting will dictate what we are doing to maximize an ROI. Because if we're showing poor houses to rich people, the conversion is not necessarily going to be very good. And if we're showing poor people stuff they can't afford, we're wasting everybody's time. With our geo-targeting, we're able to look at who we're targeting and make plans specific for them to allow a higher conversion rate. Now, over here, ad campaigns. We'll be mass producing campaigns in order to hyper test the algorithm. So we're going to give the algorithm everything that we can give it, so the algorithm can tell us what's working and what's not working, depending on the location where we're doing stuff. The more we produce, the better the results, because that campaign is telling us more. So with the campaign having more to pick from, we're able to lower the cost per lead and in turn get a lot more leads. So in the same city, without using our methods, we'll get 20 leads, but using our methods, we'll get 100 leads. Now, obviously, us filtering through 100 leads versus 20 leads, the percentage of filtering doesn't change. So the more leads we have in the system, the more leads we send over to you, the more leads we send over to you, the more money you make. Now, over here, pixel tracking. So just a breakdown. By definition, it's a small piece of code placed on your funnel to collect data. So rather than just showing people what we have, we're going to show it. And if they're interested, we're going to tag them, kind of like a virus. So those who are interested in the work, so let's say from 1,000 people that view it, we're going to put a virus on those that have interacted and those that are interested. This way, when we are doing the ad campaigns and we're showing people ads, right? Those that have the virus will see it more often. They'll see one ad, then another ad, then something else that funnels them through. So we'll create a specific funnel for those that have the virus attached to them, because we know that they are most susceptible to conversion. So rather than show this to those brand new, we are likely to show those, we're going to show more to those who have the virus tagged, as they are much more likely to convert, so that we are focusing on speaking to the right people. Then full retargeting. Now, as we had previously discussed on the branding, right? We need to make sure that people know who you are, specifically those who have the pixel attached. So those who have shown interest, what we're going to do is work with you to do content. And that content is going to be shown to the prospects, those that have the pixel, so those that are interested. Now, obviously, if there's an 18-year-old, we're not going to put a pixel on them because they can't afford a house and they don't need to fix their roof. But for those who do have a house, those are of the right demographic, we're going to show them your content, that we're going to be working diligently with you in order to maximize the conversions, because people are much more likely to convert from someone that they know. And when we send you prospects, we want the prospects to know who you are, not just a, hey, what's your name? It's, oh, are you that guy that I've seen on the internet? Now, the way we do this is not necessarily by making you famous, right? The way we do this is by producing content and showing that content to those who have the pixels, so that those who have the pixels will think you're famous because they would have seen your content a lot of times. But we have targeted them, slapped a virus on them, and shown them what they need to see. Then on top of that, we're going to be sending them email campaigns and SMS campaigns as reminders, right? Obviously, those that are reminded of your existence are much likely to convert and close more deals. And on top of that, we have the ISA qualification, that once they've completed the whole process in the funnel, we will fully qualify them, add whatever data we need, and those that are ready to convert and speak to you, we convert and book appointments. Now, this is just a rough schematic of what it would end up looking like. We'll be managing the content, and so people will see the ads, they get the virus, they have the virus, they're going to see your content. Now, this will be your pretty face. We'll work with you on how to produce videos. We'll do the editing, everything nice and simple, right? We're not going to do anything special. We're just going to make sure that over here, competence is conveyed. So your prospects see you for who you are. They see the work that you're doing. And over here, we expect to get many people DMing us, having conversations. We'll be managing that from our side to make sure that your time isn't wasted and to make sure that we are converting the right people. Now, over here, simple. We're going to bring you traffic. From the traffic, we're going to tag people to make sure that those that are interested, we're speaking to them. We're then going to show them the relevant content in order to show you as the authority in your town. By the end of 1 year working with us, you're going to go into your local ice cream or coffee shop, and people are going to look and people are going to point. Occasionally, people are going to ask for a photo. Enjoy the photo, right? We're then going to interact with all of those that are interested, that we have the pixel on, and those that don't convert, but we still have them in the database, and we have them the pixel attached, we're just going to do a reactivation throughout the whole year, whether that's SMS content or via email in order to get them to convert or in order to have reminders. Because, cool, Andrei he might not buy this month, he might not buy in 3 months, but he'll buy in 9 months. And Celine may buy in 9 months, but she may buy in 6 months. So that's why we're having that reactivation consistently throughout the whole year to really maximize that pipeline. Now, obviously, if someone wants to leave, they can leave. We'll have the opt-out forms so that we don't harass anybody, but this will allow for the most conversion. All right. And then, do you guys, I can keep going, but do you guys get the point of what I'm doing? Yes. At all points, I'm bringing it back to how this over here is going to get us more deals. This over here is going to bring people back. Now, arguably, I can be a lot more obvious with it. I can treat my prospect as a stupid person and just like stupidly explain. With more traffic, that means more people are going to see you. So we want as many people to see you and bring as much traffic to your existence. By having more traffic, more people are going to close the deals because more people who need you, statistically speaking, from a population, let's say 1% of the population are in need of roofing. So we're going to bring as much of the population to you as possible. Now, from that 1%, we're going to show them the content. Now, this content, if they're seeing content from one roofer and they know that roofer exists versus another roofer, they're more likely to go with the roofer that they know exists and they've seen the work before, correct? Yes, so that's why we do content. Now, on top of that, we're going to interact with those that are interested on your behalf. So they're going to believe that they've been speaking to you. Now, do you believe if they've already been speaking with you, they've seen your content, and this applies to enough people, you'll get more deals? Yes, I believe that. Now, on top of that, those that we do miss, because there are people who aren't interested right now, people who are going on holiday, people who can't afford it, we're going to reactivate and re-engage with all of the leads. So you can do like dumb way, but then my prime goal was to speed through this with you guys. So does anyone have any questions on what I mean when I say solution selling? Right? Another thing, this is just fucking common sense. You need to look at a presentation as prompts, right? Everything I'm looking at here, like I'm not reading this. Like I never say, so the definition, a pixel is a small piece of code placed on your funnel that collects data about visitors. This will then help with tracking. Do not read your presentation. Yes, because people are going to look at you and be like, you could have just sent me the presentation. I would have gone through it myself. I don't need to sit down for 30 minutes and watch you struggle to read English. Right? So you need to look at all of this as prompts and then speak on those prompts. Does that make sense? Now, does anyone have any questions? By the way, Marcus, all in all, very well done. Very happy with the editing that you've done. Very happy. Before we talk about this, very good. Very good. I love how every time I compliment something, it's got my involvement in it. It's very interesting. So, good. Now, let's look at Joel's. It says AA presentation, so I assume we've also been involved in this. Does your presentation look similar?
Yeah, it's I think a copy and paste from Metzger's niche, but in Spanish. So yeah.
Joel, this is disgusting. So let's go through this. Cuatro media. Very good. Is that number 4 media?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so our number 4 media, this just looks disgusting. You can tell like a man has edited this because fuck, this is painful. This is really painful. Okay. Joel, do you know any females on this planet?
Yeah,
Do you speak to them?
yeah.
Okay, please, can you just, the girls that have friend zoned you, can you please just say, can you please help me? I need help editing this presentation.
Okay, yeah.
So the
I mean,
focus,
it's working, I think, but it could be better. Yeah.
to say this could be better would be an understatement. Yes. This is honestly, a comparison would be most likely how Dio dresses up to go out thinking he's going to look good. Yes. Right, Dio?
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So your focus is on data reactivation. Oh, it's full data reactivation.
No.
So you talk about database reactivation.
Yeah.
Yes. And then what do you and then over here our process is to build campaigns.
Yeah.
You then
Yeah.
qualify.
First,
Yeah,
I
you
talk a
qualify.
little about the campaigns, the leads, then the process
Okay.
of qualification, and
Yes.
then like prepaid appointment.
Okay. And then over here,
Then it says like the characteristics of the prepaid appointment. Like it's a girl
so
that it's
over
from.
here, you've decided to make your job difficult by putting all your leads at a high standard.
Well, yeah, I send. The thing is that I don't send leads. Like I send the appointments
Yeah, book appointments. Yes.
for for the treatments that are interested in like buying packs. You know,
Wait, what's this?
yeah, weekly calls with clients, and then the pricing. And when I come to this part, I say that if like incentive-based pricing, if
Yeah.
they buy like in the call, I don't get paid the setup.
Yeah, do one sec. How do I fucking? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, so perfect. So over here, I would put this underneath here. So the first thing that you're talking about is the process, right? Because reactivation, this is of their leads, yes, their database.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this needs to be an add-on, right? Because like if you discuss this for our system and plan, this is the first thing that you do. So I would put that underneath there as a benefit to what you do, right? Another thing that I would also add is a section. Oh, okay. Let's go. Boom. So let's go. 1 second. Over here, reactivation of leads. I would add a page in between here, which would basically be saying, so it would be one page above, which is discussing the referrals, right? The fact that the leads that come will most likely bring in more people because on the basis that the business is good, there's more business. Another thing I would have a page is on above or below would be lifetime value. Do you discuss the lifetime value of a customer?
No, not really. They are not quite conscious of the lifetime value. And when I talk with the like when I talk about the lifetime value, they don't quite get it, and they think like that I'm just sending one client and then they will like come back to the spa once a month, and I
Yeah,
think that they can.
but that there is a lifetime value. Even if one
Yeah.
customer once a month, they come for 12 months, that customer's come 12 times. On average, if they're spending $50, right, that $50 is actually $600 per customer. And they need to understand that.
Yeah, I got that. The thing is that when I don't know if I'm right, but when I get a lead to the spa, like
Yes.
it's for like already a pack, you know.
Yeah,
like
but
5 sessions of.
yes,
and
but
yeah,
on the basis that that there's referrals, right? That's money. But then lifetime value, cool. They've come for one pack, right? But then what I would also do is add the data reactivation with the lifetime value. So not only are you bringing people who will be 600, the current database that they have, you're going to make it, let's say as an example, a database of 300 to 600 because of the reactivation that you're going to be doing.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know how to like position that in the presentation, how to.
But I would
say
have
that.
another. So I would just move this here. So I would literally have a slide over here. So above, let's go here. In between here, I would have a page on referrals, a page on lifetime value. Oh, okay, that's not true. So over here, I've got a page on lifetime value, right? Over here, I've got a page on referrals. And then on this page here, I'm going to bring back up lifetime value. So I'm going to mention here that I will talk to them about what their current lifetime value is. And I'm going to then say, what are you doing to get people back in? Speak to them about that and then say how we're going to improve that to get even more people back in. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, but I don't talk about like a specific lifetime value, just like
No, but
the
you
commenting
have to
the
you have to know you have to speak in depth, right? Because they
yeah
need to understand. Cool. They have a database right now of 300 people. If
Yeah.
the 300 people on average come back 3 times versus 5 times, that's a big fucking difference in their revenue. Like
mhm,
that's a solid difference, right? And you
yeah.
need to highlight and speak to them about that and speak their language. And if they don't understand it, amazing, because then you get to make them look stupid. There's nothing better than making your
Yeah,
prospect.
yeah. When I was asking about the lifetime value, they have no clue, like no idea.
Amazing. They say, what do you mean you're not calculating this? And then you
Okay.
speak to them, you clarify, and then you say, look, roughly how many people are in your uh, database? Now, obviously, I'm creating a hypothetical. One second. I'm creating a hypothetical conversation, but like the amount of times you'll have this conversation is a joke. Yes. So you tell them, okay, do you mind working through it with me for, okay, let's imagine you're the prospect and I'm going to have a conversation with you. Okay.
Okay.
So just make it realistic, make it difficult. I don't give a shit. Right. Joel, what would you say is the lifetime value of a customer? Have you calculated that?
I don't know what is lifetime value.
So lifetime value fundamentally, let's say we bring in one person to you, right? This is Tom. Tom will come and pay 50 euros for one spa. But now, how many more times in a period of 1 year is Tom going to come back? So on average, you have 50 Toms. How many times do people come back to your spa?
Well, depends in the treatment, if it's like facial or just like a body treatment, depends. But
Okay, but do you not have ways to calculate this?
I don't really know how to calculate that.
Really? Okay, then regardless, if I can ask,
Yeah.
what are you doing to get Tom to come back more?
Well, I send like a WhatsApp message like once per 3 months, something like that.
Is that all you do?
Yeah.
If I can ask why?
I don't know.
Do you believe that if you'd sent more messages or had a proper campaign set up, there's a chance Tom will come back more?
Probably. I don't know if I am like harassing them, maybe.
Obviously, like there are ways to do it badly, but right now what you're telling me is Tom will come potentially in 1 year 4 times because you're setting a reminder every 3 months. Correct?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so then would you agree that if you were to do it properly and not harass, you could get Tom to come, let's say, twice a month? So once every 2 months rather
Yeah.
than once every 3 months. Yes? And if it was really good,
Yes.
we can get a monthly. But let's just say on the basis that Tom comes twice a month, right? Or so once every 2 months. Tom's now coming 6 times. How many patients would you say you have on your database?
Like 1,000, I think. But there are a lot, maybe
Okay.
2,000, but from years ago. Some
Okay.
people.
So let's say we've got 1,000 there.
Okay.
Let's even say if it's 500, right? Well, if they're coming 4 times, we're looking at 2,000 treatments from the same database that if they were coming 6 times, we've got 3,000. Why aren't you tracking this?
I don't have time or I don't know how to track that.
Okay, then that's perfectly fine because that goes on to our next section, which over here we'll be working with you on. And then we kick it into, from here, we kick it into reactivation. We'll be reactivating what we're doing and what they're doing. And then we have a whole spiel on that. And now they've understood, fuck, I'm missing out money. And then they understand that you understand how to do it, or at the very least, you're highlighting the problem, which means you're likely to be able to fix it. Make sense?
Yeah,
And then
makes
all of
sense.
a sudden, we'll also have data, or at the very least, we should have data. By this point, we'll have data on. One sec. So we should know on the basis that it's a med spa, we should know their occupancy rates. So, no, sorry, let's say their max. Their max, let's say they can handle 800 people in 1 month, and they're currently doing 300 people. We know that over here there's a space for 500 people, and we know for a fact, and we let them know. So we bring back up the maths that we got in the discovery, and we let them know that it's going to be a lot easier for us because we're going to reactivate, and let's say 150 of these seats will just be reoccurring customers who are coming back and coming back. And then those, and on top of that, let's say we're going to get another 50 from incentives that we're going to be pushing through referrals, through SMS campaigns. Right? Which makes our life a lot fucking easier because rather than going out and getting new clients, we can utilize their clients that they're not currently doing so. And on top of that, we can push referrals from their current client base, right? Which will just fill up their studio even more, right? Both of which are logical and both of which I'm speaking in a way that there is a solution, right? So just by adding this, they want to know, how can you make me more money, right? Everything I discuss is about making more money, more going to the end solution, which is more clientele, right? And that is the only focus point. Wonderful. Now, do we have any questions on all of this? If nobody has questions, I'm going to force you to ask questions.
No, the only question I have is if this call is like recorded, if I can see this.
Yes. All of our calls are recorded.
Okay, so it's in
It'll be
Notion.
on, yeah, just a message Ernest. He'll be able to give you access to that.
Okay,
right?
great.
Now, since all of you have amazing questions, I'm just going to pick one by one. Whose questions go first? Dia, what's your question?
I have a question.
No shit, you don't have question. I'm making you ask question.
Yeah.
We use brain in this. So use the brain. Bless you, Salim.
When we use solution selling, sure, as one of the 25 flows, when we sell the outcome, it's essentially to some extent a guarantee that we provide for our like unexpected outcome of our services, right? Now, do you recommend for that outcome, what we guarantee as an outcome of our service to be
Well, yeah, you had a bloody long day today.
yeah, so for the outcome, should we essentially my question is should we under promise and over deliver, or should we keep it in a realistic manner, just as usual? For the when doing solution selling, the outcome which we talk about most, what we actually offer and sell, should we inflate it, should we deflate it, or should we keep it as normal, so that
Neither. At no point you discuss how many people are going to come into the clinic. At no point you discuss expectations, right? Because unless they ask for it, why are you going to make your life difficult?
Hmm.
Right? Why are you going the one page that I don't like here? Now, granted, my Spanish isn't perfect and I haven't bothered. If I read it, I'll understand it. So this is information about the leads, objectives and results, making sure that they're realistic. And I deposit. Okay, deposit fine, agenda, the calendar. So the more of these that you provide, the more work the client's going to expect from you. So you don't necessarily, like, granted, I'm sure some of this is required, right? But you want to limit that. And one thing you don't want is 20, 30, 40 people per month. You don't want to be competing on that, right?
Mm.
When it comes to the training that we're providing, you're competing with everyone else in the market based on competence, right? That is your advantage there. And the more guarantees you put into your business, the lower your closing rate will be.
Okay,
Right?
sure.
Again, the lower, because what you're going to do, like a spastic, is lean heavily into your guarantee. No, please join me. It's guaranteed. If it doesn't work, like, I'll give you your money back.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a fucking discussion on if it doesn't work.
Mm.
That's a retarded discussion. Now, on the basis that your prospects bring that up on a call, then cool, handle it. But unless it's brought up on a call, don't discuss it.
Okay.
Mansoor, assalamu alaikum. What is your question?
Alaikum salam. My question is like, can LTV be calculated for all niches?
Yes, except some niches will not have an LTV. There are certain niches that aren't LTV heavy. All right,
Like
and there are
for,
certain niches. So you cannot compare the LTV on real estate versus the LTV on a gym. A gym is monthly money that comes in that needs to be calculated. And then what? Someone's going to realistically, only a few home buyers are going to buy a few homes. The bulk of them, you can't argue LTV and you can't discuss like, and it's going to make you money again in 10 years. Like, that's just not realistic.
and for example, for real estate, it can be
Yes.
calculated or should be avoided.
So when it comes to real estate, I would much rather discuss the referrals. When you bring one person, how many people do they bring you? Which is much more tangible and much quicker than LTV. Make sense? Yeah. Celine, what's your question?
Well, I had the same question, but as Mansoor, but I can't think of another one now.
Okay, we'll get back to
Because
you.
I was okay.
Yeah. Okay. Abdullah, what's your question?
Yeah, so what will be the ideal way to bring back customers?
So it's all about awareness. The more often you remember someone's name, yes, the more likely you to go to them when you want a solution, or you think of their name when you want a solution. Also, statistically speaking, if I remember them at a convenient point, then I am more likely to go back. Let's use dentistry as an example, right? Do you believe, let's say there's a database of 1,000 people, just before Valentine's Day, if you send out a bunch of, let's say, email campaigns and SMS campaigns on an offer to whiten your teeth just before Valentine's Day, do you think people will come in and whiten their teeth on Valentine's Day? Or just before?
Sure.
Yes. But those people, a
Yes.
lot of them most likely weren't thinking about whitening teeth for Valentine's Day. It's now just an add-on. Right? Let's say we're going to roofing. Certain parts of America, like hurricanes just happen. Like their roofs just come off. That's just how it works. Right? That's part of insurance plans, so on and so forth. So having a SMS campaign and email campaign or hitting up all of the leads just before the season comes in. Make sense?
Yeah, so we can
Right? So
basically say a
Yeah.
strong branding.
Yes, it just won't be branding the way people like perceive branding. But sorry for the knife, guys. I've been watching Top Boy and I'm on a London vibe, so like I'm being playing around with the knife. Sorry. Yes, but it will be most likely through SMS and email campaigns. But now,
And
depending on the niche,
ideal,
would dictate. Go ahead.
and for the duration, so twice a
Yes,
week,
yes,
twice a month, once a month.
yes, yes, yeah. It would be very much like that. Andrej. By the way, I know your name isn't Andrej. I know it's Andre, but I'm just, being a con. So, Andrej, what is
Yeah.
your question?
My question was how to get your brand recognized more if you don't have much capital, so you can't do paid marketing, and is the only way doing online marketing for free, like social
So,
medias and stuff.
are you talking about for the agency? Your agency?
No.
Are you talking about for clients?
Yes.
So
I
there's
mean,
two ways
about
to
my
do it.
business, how to like get it more recognized.
Okay, this is your business or for your
Yes,
clients'
correct.
business? Your
My
business, yes?
business. Yeah.
It's redundant because fundamentally you are able to work with people in Africa, South America, North America, Europe, and Australia, correct?
Yes.
Will you fluctuate where you go? As in right now, you do not have a large client base, which means you don't have a center focus. if you were to find that another region has a better conversion rate, will you go to the other region?
Yeah, of course.
So then all the branding you've made for that fucking one region is now redundant because you now moved into another region, correct?
Yeah.
The one thing that it has a very good lifetime value is building up a YouTube or Instagram that is relatively generic, but I would recommend it in the beginning simply because you have no idea what you're talking about. Right? So
Mhm.
the primary is do cold, get clients, get experience with clients, document the journey, and then do that.
Okay, makes sense.
Well, you're Polish, yes?
No, next to
Well-
Polish, Slovak.
Oh, Slovak, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Celine, what is your question?
Do you always have to put like pricing at the end?
You don't. Highly recommend it. The reason for it is when you're doing a presentation, people need to understand what the price is connected to. So I am paying 1,000, 5,000 for what? What am I exchanging my money for? So you have to show them all of like all that which is worth more than 1,000 to 5,000. Right? If you put the pricing first, they are likely to end the call or be like, yeah, this isn't for me. But the fact that like one good way to put it is so if I told you, like if you had 1,000,000% conviction that my process would make you 50,000 within 1 month, like it's been, I've done it 1,000 times, right? Would you do a lot more to get the 5,000 setup fee if you knew it was going to work?
Yeah.
So then the whole point of the presentation is building up the conviction in the client that, yes, this person knows what they're doing. So then that's why pricing is at the end.
Okay.
Yes. Why do you ask? Or was it just the only question you could think of?
Yeah.
All good. And then I believe the final question is Marcus.
My question is more about the services. Like I have a friend who's a real estate agent, and she asked me about the SMS for no answer calls. Like if she didn't pick up the phone, how could I like
Yes.
help her to send automatic SMS to say, I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer your. I know this isn't Go High Level, is something that I can do, but can I
Very, very,
make it? Yes.
it's like super easy.
Okay.
Now
And can I
there's only one thing here that you go ahead. Go ahead.
can I charge it for a flat rate, like a flat rate price, or like a retainer in this case?
I I would do it based on a one-time fee,
Okay.
right? I would do it based on a one-time fee. There's only one thing that is important here. How much is in her bank account? That is the only thing that we have to figure out. Upon figuring out how much is in her bank account, we then have to have a call with her. Realistically, what is the conversion rate? Find out how much is in a bank account. Take about 1 to 5,000. And depending on how much you take, you'll either just set up a simple text campaign or text campaign with automations, with follow-up sequences based on ABC. Then we have them as a contact. And then after that, we can have data that she's able to see, which tells us what the conversions are. I would much rather, though, take a one-time fee, which will be larger than a monthly fee.
Okay.
Because realistically, she's a lazy shit who just doesn't want to Google. Like, literally, she does 5 Google searches using her brain, and then she's got the answer.
Okay.
Wonderful. Everybody booked into your next session? Yep. Selena, you booked into the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, 10. AJ, are you with us? Oh, AJ, so misogynistic, disgusting. Your profile is just disgusting. AJ, speak.
Yeah, can you hear me? I'm here.
Yeah, wonderful. Cool. So, for those who don't know, AJ is just here to come take data. Yep, cool. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey guys, how you doing? You
Hey,
doing good?
AJ.
Good.
Hello.
Great.
Okay, guys, so let me make this very quick. So I'm gonna send you a form link. I want you guys to fill that form, which is regarding, we're gonna track the outreach status. And just let me know once you guys do this, and I have a few questions for you guys. Is it done? Andre, Celine, Marcus, Abdullah,
Writing it right
Mansoor.
now. Almost done.
Okay. And Marcus, did you had a chance to discuss with Ismail the things that we discussed previously?
Not in this call. I'll send him a text to talk.
Okay, got it. So you're not going to book the 4 calls for this week, right? For now, till 24th Feb.
Yeah, I have three now 3 calls with him and with you. Let me see.
Okay. And Celine, have you booked the calls with me? Like the 4 calls, the outreach calls, the
Oh,
link
yes,
that I
yes, I
sent it to
did.
you. Okay,
I did.
good. Okay, awesome.
I have 2 more calls with you this week.
2 more calls.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And Abdullah, what about you? Have you booked in the calls with me?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're gonna,
Okay. So are you having the link?
if you can send it to me again, I'm gonna be
Yeah, sure.
thankful.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm sending it in the chat. And what about Mansoor? Mansoor, I guess you have already booked the calls, if I'm not wrong. Correct?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, awesome. And Andre, have you booked in the calls?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm gonna
Is
send
it
you
the
the
same
link as
link? Okay.
no, I'm gonna send you the link as well to you. So Celine, Marcus, Abdullah, and Mansoor, you guys have filled the form, right? Okay. So Abdullah, don't leave this call, and Andre, you also don't. Rest guys, you guys can leave this call, and I'm gonna see you guys in the 15 minutes call. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. And Abdullah
I
and
have a
Andre,
question.
yeah, sure, please.
What if you haven't done any outreach yet?
What is your question? Can you please repeat that? What?
I said, what if you haven't done any outreach yet?
Then just simply type in 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, once you start the outreach, then we're gonna proceed with that. And by the way, Celine, have you set it up your LinkedIn account?
I have made an account, but I haven't set it up yet.
Okay, no worries. Please do proceed with that. And Andre and Abdullah, I've sent you guys the link. Please book in the calls, a minimum of 4 calls for this week. And rest, I guess everything is pretty much good. You guys have any questions apart from this?
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna have a run, so I might be late 5 minutes for our meeting.
Oh, okay, no worries. No problem then.
I
And
appreciate
Abdullah,
it.
yeah, no worries, man. Abdullah, you were saying something?
No, I was just saying thank you.
Okay then, brother. Okay, guys, see you soon. And Andre, have you booked the call?
Yes, tomorrow 16:15.
No worries. And I need to discuss a few things regarding your business model. I need to
Of
check in
course.
with Ernest first because I need to have a call with him. Then we're gonna discuss a few things. Then I'm gonna present a few things to you, and then we're
Okay.
gonna discuss how we can actually proceed with that specific thing.
Of course.
Okay. All right then, Andre.
Just a
See you soon.
question.
Yeah, sure, please.
Are you actually on date team or is it just a background?
What do you mean, I didn't get it.
You, No, if you're like with Tate, actually.
No, no. I'm the lost state, brother.
All good, all good.
Okay then, brother. See you then.
All right, man. Have a good
Take
one.
care.